Welcome to another video. I'm Charlie.
I'm Josh.
Today we're going to be talking about standalone storage batteries, i.e. ones that you get without solar panels.
Yes, standalone batteries do work and can save you money. However, a solar and battery system is much more effective, as we'll go on to explain.
Yes, let's kick things off. So you can have a standalone storage battery. It will work. It will work with the grid. It doesn't necessarily need to be with solar. It could also be with a wind turbine or a micro CHP machine.
Yes.
All a battery knows is charge and discharge, nothing else. It doesn't matter if it's with friends or not.
Batteries have become an incredibly popular component of solar installations in the UK. In fact, 94% of new solar installations include a battery. That's according to data from EPVS and Flexi-Orb. Unfortunately, there's no similar data on standalone batteries, but we can draw our own conclusions. Here is how a standalone battery setup works. Basically, your battery would go in your garage or outside, ideally, as per the latest guidelines, and your inverter would go about 1 to 2 meters away from that because it needs to be near your battery to work.
The way that you can save money with having just a battery at home is by using time of use import tariffs. These are tariffs you pay energy suppliers, but they have a lower rate overnight and a higher rate in the day. Most time of use import tariffs today are just made for people who have an EV, but there are tariffs available that don't require you to have an EV. At the time of filming, these are just two. It is British Gas Charge Power and Good Energy EV Charge.
Yes.
That is a misleading name. They do allow you to use it with just a battery.
They do indeed.
At the moment.
Yes.
If you have an EV as well, obviously you can access loads of other options. There are also Economy 7 tariffs, which are another type of time of use tariff, but typically the lower rate they charge overnight is still more expensive than the lower rate charged by other time of use tariffs.
Absolutely. And you can schedule your battery using your app, which will be made by your inverter and battery manufacturer, to import electricity during the cheaper off-peak times. And then you can use that electricity that's cheaper than your regular electricity to power your home during peak times. However, you're unlikely to fully cover all of your electricity needs in this way. The average UK household uses 3,400 kilowatt hours per year or 9.3 kilowatt hours per day. So if you have, say, a 6 kilowatt hour battery, it obviously won't cover all of your usage. And if you run out of cheaper electricity contained within your battery during peak hours, you will inevitably end up paying the peak rate, which is also a problem. However, you should still be able to save a few £100s per year by using this method. To learn more about standalone batteries and this method, just click the link below. We have a whole article about it.
Like and subscribe.
Do it!
Another advantage of having a battery at home is that you might have a backup power source. The way to get this is, first of all, you obviously have to pick a battery that has a backup power functionality.
Yes.
But even if you get this, you also need it to be enabled by an electrician. And this involves having a separate consumer unit installed at home, as well as having an earth spike installed, which sounds really cool, for safety reasons. And these things will obviously add to the cost of your installation.
Absolutely, and there may not be that much point. Blackouts are quite rare in the UK. The average household experiences 0.4 outages per year for an average of 38 minutes overall. So it's really only necessary if you have medical equipment that absolutely needs to stay on all the time.
Now, there are many reasons why a battery-only setup is worse than a solar and battery setup. The first is that the electricity you're using is more expensive than if you had solar.
Yes.
So with a solar and battery system, you're obviously generating loads of free energy from the sun, and that's going to contribute or cover a good chunk of your electricity needs before you even need to start using the off-peak electricity in your battery.
Absolutely, whereas with just a battery, your cheapest port of call is still electricity that you've had to pay for. Boo. The second major disadvantage is you won't get any export income at all. When you have solar panels with a battery, you can access all sorts of smart export tariffs, which allow you to engage in something called energy arbitrage.
Energy arbitrage.
Basically, you can buy low, sell high, and make a sweet, sweet profit. Unfortunately, if you just have a battery, you won't be able to access any export tariffs at all as it stands.
Yeah, there are currently none on the market that will accept battery-only homes, and solar export income is a huge part of the overall financial benefit of switching to solar. You can earn hundreds of pounds a year. We've done a whole article on it. The link is down below. The third major downside of a battery-only setup is that you're very unlikely to break even. So if breaking even on an investment is something you're bothered about, this probably isn't something for you.
Yes.
With a battery-only setup, you'll probably save a few £100s a year, as you said earlier.
Yes.
But most batteries tend to need replacing after about 10 or 12 years, and that's because they degrade over time, a lot like the battery in a mobile phone.
And when you have to replace them, they typically cost a few £1,000s. Whereas, according to SunSave data, a solar and battery system, you'll likely break even on that within about 8 years, and you're unlikely to break even on a standalone battery system. Disadvantage number 4 is that you may still be vulnerable to energy price inflation. So energy prices are quite likely to still go up in the coming years and decades. Between 2000 and 2020, the price of electricity went up on average by 5.5% per year. And we've recently had warnings in Parliament from an Octopus executive that the price of energy will go up by about 20%, or is likely to go up by 20% in the next 4 years, even if wholesale prices fall because of rising network costs and policy costs.
Yes, so if energy bills increase, your time of use tariff will also go up. You know, the peak rate will go up, but your off-peak rate overnight will go up too.
Yes.
Which will have an impact on your bills. In contrast, with a solar and battery system, you are significantly shielded from energy bill inflation. The fifth and final downside is that there aren't that many time of use tariffs available. And as we've said, you need those to save money with a battery-only setup. The two current options at the time of filming are British Gas Charge Power tariff and Good Energy EV Charge tariff.
Yes.
But if these go, you're then left with Economy 7 tariffs.
Exactly, and Economy 7 tariffs are much less generous when it comes to an off-peak rate. The average as of the October price cap, October 2025, is 14.52p per kilowatt hour, and that's compared to the two tariffs that Charlie mentioned, which are about 6p per kilowatt hour.
Big difference.
So overall, standalone batteries aren't worth it, especially if you can get solar. Standalone batteries will save you some money each year, but you won't be protected from energy price inflation. You won't be able to earn any export income, and it's generally not worth it, especially compared to a solar and battery system, which will break even in about 8 years and will significantly shield you from energy price inflation.
And if you'd like to make the switch to solar but you're feeling put off by the high upfront cost, consider SunSave Plus, which is the UK's first solar subscription. It means you can switch to solar with no upfront costs and instead make fixed monthly payments. You can read more about SunSave Plus and sign up via the link down below. Please also subscribe to our channel for a steady stream of solar videos.
Please.
Goodbye.
Bye.